Nice to meet you,
Thank
and
you.
Your Royal Highness, thank you for welcoming me to your beautiful palace.
Home.
Yes, yeah, home. Yes, exactly. I have to ask both of you, before you worked on this film, obviously there were some scenes shot here. Had you been to Hampton Court as a kid or in school, or?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was fantastic to come back here and say, "Hello, this is my home." You know, that's nice. So yeah, it's an amazing place to work. It's an amazing place to be. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Is it for you? Had you been here before?
I had, yeah. I think it's part of the curriculum, really, growing up in England, where you go to Hampton Court on school trips.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic to be back here and sneak around and go in the maze and just get, it's pretty epic to be on set on a real location
Exactly.
like this with such a history.
Incredible history, for sure. Well, it's fun. I mean, obviously in this film there's a lot of physicality. I mean, we know there's movie magic and so forth, but it looked like that both of you had to kind of put yourself out there a little bit physically, as well as the skills you have to bring to it as an actor.
I got beat up pretty good on this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
had some good bruises, but then that's all part of it. When you commit to a film like this, where there is quite a lot of action and physical stuff, we trained a fair bit, climbing as well beforehand, practicing, so that we could get out the beanstalk.
Yeah.
Which is trickier than it looks. But that's part of the challenge, and it's fun, I think, to throw yourself at that. I think the most difficult stuff was the rain. It was always raining.
Yeah, it was
Like today.
always
Wet and
raining.
cold.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to be inside actually at this point. Well, it's interesting because to do this kind of film, and I thought they really did a terrific job with the 3D and with the special effects and so forth. Sometimes those things are more appropriate in films than others. Here it was very appropriate. But as an actor, obviously that brings added challenges, because often you're not really there's things that you're acting against a green screen or whatever kind of thing. What was that like for you?
Hard work, but yeah, I mean, it's amazing. That's when you kind of depend on Bryan to kind of talk you through it and to show you previews of what he's planned and what the giants are looking like, how the movement of the scene is going to play out. So yeah, I mean, working with tennis balls is never easy, but I really enjoyed it. It was a fantastic experience.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Bryan, what are some of the things that he told you that he felt was really important, like even before you started filming, when you obviously were chatting about the film?
I mean, mainly for us, I mean, obviously he already had big, grand ideas for the overall scope and scale of the film and how the giants would look and everything like that. But mainly for us, it's just our relationship. They're two young people who meet perchance, and then they're both looking for something more. They both feel kind of trapped in their lives, and then they connect and kind of bring out the best in each other, and also manage to have a rollicking good adventure along the way.
Well, it's true. I thought, one of the things I thought was interesting is here, you are the princess in this, trapped in this royal cocoon, which I think even in modern days people can sort of identify with, people that have to live in that world. I mean, we've seen a lot of it, especially with the media attention. And your character is a kid who strives for a more exciting world, and he's sort of trapped on that farm. And I think it's sort of interesting you have the adventure thing, two sides of the coin.
Yeah, completely. They
Yeah.
both want to escape and see the world.
Absolutely. And that relationship is really important between them when, the movie depends on him following her up the beanstalk. So, we had to create a relationship within a scene right at the beginning of the film. So that was kind of, that was very difficult, and it took us quite a while to kind of find the right balance of that. So.
That's right. Yeah, you've got to have that chemistry. It's got to click, and it's got to, obviously come through the screen. One of the things I was curious is the appeal of this sort of the Jack and the Beanstalk, with Jack and the Giant Slayer. This myth, which has gone through many cultures. It's been around for a long time. Why do you think it's an enduring sort of story that people love coming back to?
Oh, everyone likes to root for the underdog, don't they? And I mean, I think being eaten by something a lot bigger than you is terrifying.
Yeah.
So when you've got a little guy trying to stop people getting eaten, I think you've got to support them, haven't you?
Oh, are you the little guy? What, 6'4", Nick Hoult? You're the little guy.
In this film, yeah.
Wow,
And you've got
okay.
these massive fellas, and they're scary, and they move quickly, and they've got great personalities, and they're very smart. But I think that's part of the appeal of the story.
Yeah, definitely. And it's always exciting now to see where they can go with CGI and special effects. And
amazing.
there's so much now that they couldn't do back in the day. So that's always enticing for audiences. And it's a great family movie. And I think that people love to kind of go to the cinema with their family and watch something that everyone can enjoy. So.
No, absolutely. I think that's a big part of the appeal of this. Also, you got to work with a couple of new actors. They're just starting out. Ewan McGregor and Stanley Tucci. It's nice that you gave them a break in this movie.
They've got a chance.
Yeah.
Do you think they have a future? But talk about working with the two of them, because they're great, and it's fun to see Stanley play this kind of. He's played some very chilling villains in the past, although he's mostly plays good guys. This time it was sort of fun to see him play this kind of character with his Rodrigo guy.
Yeah, he has a lot of fun on set, and there's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it kind of transforms physically, and everything to watch it with him is fascinating.
Yeah, he is he's a brilliant performer, and he is amazing to watch. And with this being my first kind of big film, big break, both of them were just so supportive. They were really nice. They kind of took me under their wing and made sure that I was okay, and that's priceless to have that. So.
And Ewan was wonderful too. I mean, it was.
Yeah. And same for Nick
really
as well. Nick really helped me through it, and.
I think you helped me through it. It's nice because they're big scale productions, and there's a lot going on, and to have a really great cast like you and those guys, and with Bryan helming it all. It just makes you feel pretty safe and relaxed about the whole thing.
Well, this kind of a film, obviously, every film is an ensemble, approach. I mean, it's the people behind the camera as well as the people obviously in front of the camera. But especially in this film, it was a real, ensemble feeling, which is important because that's what drove the story. Thinking back on it, first of all, any funny moment that you like when you think back on making Jack the Giant Slayer, you'll never forget. Either it was a tough day of shooting or something funny that happened that you remember.
It was a prank that Nick Hoult played on me along with
It
Bryan
wasn't
and
set
along
up
with the
that way.
entire crew.
There was a day when we set up that whilst we were filming in Norwich Cathedral, there were lots of suits of armour along the walls, and we got Matt, one of the props guys, dressed in one of the suits of armour. Didn't tell Eleanor. Everyone else knew. Everyone had their phones out, and she thought she was coming to film a little clip of a scene. Ran into the shot. Everyone's filming. Turns around. She's like, Jack. And then suddenly the suit of armour just goes with the guy inside lurching towards you, and you jumped 10 foot out of your skin, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We all had a good laugh at that.
Well, and then the other thing, the most challenging thing for you in making this movie, I would assume there's a lot of challenging things, but when you think about what was the toughest thing?
The pressure was kind of quite a lot. This is a big thing for me. It's a big thing for everyone. But it's my first break. I wanted to make a good impression. I wanted to do everyone in the movie justice, and I wanted to do the character justice because it's not often that you get handed a role that is this amazing. So that was kind of quite intense, but I loved it. I really embraced the challenge.
That's terrific. And Nick, for you, quick.
Yeah, I think along the same lines in many ways. You just want to make something that people can go to the cinema and enjoy, and they want to root for your character. And luckily there were so many great people working on this film that they made it very, very easy for us in many ways. And I'm really pleased with the end result.
It should be. I am too. I think it's very good, and it's a fun movie, and it's a great ride. It really is. It's a nice adventure. Good family film.